Hey, das sind Bitches, das ist Quatsch, das ist nicht wahr. Hey, der Dorn, der Show.
Der worldwide phenomenon, Attack of the Show!
Yep. Welcome everybody to Attack of the Show. Good to see you. I'm Kevin Blair. This is Attack of the Show.
How about it again?
We're live. Olivia
Yes.
Munn is getting a head start on Memorial Day. So joining me now,
Lucky,
Miss Morgan Munn.
I'm trying not to be too jealous of the early start of Memorial Day. Glad to be here. We are coming to you live from the studios in Los Angeles.
Morgan Munn chant. You can't stop it.
They're making it up to
It's
me.
like the nerd wave.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, on the show today, happy 35th anniversary to Troma. We're going to talk to the godfather of gore, director Lloyd Kaufman, as he celebrates 3 decades of blood and boobs.
What? Boys like that stuff?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I didn't know that.
Especially together.
Wow.
You just mash them up.
I am learning
Happy.
stuff left and right today.
Plus, Google Street View cars snooped on open Wi-Fi signals around the world, and the outrage will flow in the loop. Are you outraged? I can guarantee they got more than they bargained for when they mapped my street. Let me just tell you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting packets for girls and cups. They're related? It's the same house. Oh, put it on the map.
I can't wait to hear more about that. Okay, then the Asian Underground's odd
Well, you
couple.
see, Morgan, there's 2
Chris
girls.
Moore and
And
Jeff Wong. No, we've moved on.
Oh,
See,
okay.
new pictures right here. We've moved on.
Oh, I got it. Hey, there it is.
Yeah, new things. The odd couple Chris
Okay.
Moore and Jeff Wong take on a blind swordsman and a vampire, so I'm going to have to say good luck to them both.
Yes.
And then today's Gadget Front is the Sony Dash personal internet viewer. Yeah, bad name. It's kind of like an iPad that you can't take around with you.
Oh,
Maybe it's okay because the iPad's kind of heavy. You know, find out what it's got and for how much in just a little bit.
It's like that portable internet device, except not portable. You know? No.
Apparently, there's a T-Rex on the set. Or?
That's a fax bear. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see the bow. I'm sorry, Mrs. Fax Bear. That was very rude of me. This is Mrs. Fax Bear.
Of course,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, you know, Morgan,
Yes.
faxing bears are a very endangered species.
Oh,
And they
okay.
need a lot to survive. Their natural
Right.
habitat is, of course, office equipment and
Right.
berries and faxed messages.
Yeah.
They need all 3 to survive, really. We've got, yeah, of course you do, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So we've got the first 2, but we need your help at home for the last one.
You're on very close terms with that bear. All right, flip a coin at home. If you get heads, send your fax to 323-692-4488.
And if it's tails, fax whatever you have to 323-692-4481. We also have a website on the internet that you can use to send us faxes as well. G4TV.com/fax. Just keep it clean, or you'll actually get mauled by a fax bear. She'll come here.
She's a tough cookie.
Oh, look at that. Look at that mauling motion.
All
That's
right,
aggressive.
send us something fun.
The same motion that Pesci makes in Casino when they're out in the parking.
All right, I have to say this, please.
Did anybody know that's
No genitalia.
What?
No genitalia.
That would really hurt if you tried to fax
No.
that. Yes.
I know.
You can scan it though. Believe me, you can scan it.
Scan it, then fax it.
That's it.
But no, you're not supposed to do either of those things. Those are bad.
Well, put a top hat on it, classy it up, or hold a monocle right there. Just
Yeah.
something to really make it seem like the gentleman's luggage.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, knock knock.
Oh, who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say web tools?
I'm talking about another movie.
Fax bear's kind of sexy a little bit.
It's the bow.
Watch
Really,
the
the
fax
bow
bear
does
go.
it. It
With a
classes
little,
it up.
really tight.
I like that the bear was working on her tan though. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Trainspotting, folks. I want to talk about Trainspotting because
All
it's
right.
not just a movie that glamorizes heroin use.
I don't
There's-
think that movie actually glamorized heroin use. Did it? No.
Yes,
pretty
Morgan,
gruesome.
it was rather irresponsible of them, yes. But apparently, lack of responsibility runs deep in jolly old England. Oh. Yeah.
That has to have that one little heart-stopping moment.
This is- oh,
and then he walks away like, doo, doo, doo,
Yeah, well, did I get, whoa, that entered frame. You know, the sound you hear is not the other train coming. That is his soul and the crap hitting his pants simultaneously. That's what the noise is.
Let's see it again.
Listen for it.
Let's see it again.
To be fair, though, trains are total dicks the way they sneak up on you.
Yeah.
They're all only going where the tracks are and
Yeah.
blowing their loud horns.
Yeah.
Whatever,
It's
ninja
really
trains. You got me, cartoon choo-choo. Recently, the city of Cleveland suffered yet another devastating humiliation, but this time it was in the grand sport of hooper ball.
The Cavaliers are out of the playoffs, and Cleveland superstar LeBron James might be out of Cleveland.
Oh.
That's why the governor of the state of Ohio dropped what he was doing to convene an emergency sing-along starring as many Cleveland luminaries as he could summon.
With apologies to the song that was supposed to end starvation, We Are the World, here's the not so equally important We Are LeBron.
There comes a time when a decision must be made. Will the king move on or will he stay? We're helplessly waiting as we hold our breath in fear. Should we renew our tickets for next year? Please stay, LeBron. We really need you. No bigger heart is gonna love you half as much as we do.
Doesn't that make everyone want to go to Ohio?
No, nothing will make a man pack quicker than that crap. And when LeBron does leave, and he will, rioters are probably going to set fire to their river.
Well, and to the rest of us non-Clevelanders, it's going to be just like Thursday.
Yeah. Is the river on fire again? Did school get out early? Oh, that's what they do for fun. Hey, today's number 3 item is one well-trained bitch.
The best part is that I know you were talking about a dog, because you find it funny every time.
It is. It's because that's what they call dogs that are women. And
What you doing, buddy? What you doing? Show me your junk. Show me your junk, Dove.
Come on! You gotta ask. I pulled the couch out. Come on, ask to see it. Ask to see it. I can do the trick. I can do it really well. Come on, ask me. Come on.
How you doing there, Kevin?
I'm doing pretty good.
How you doing? Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey, show me your junk.
Okay. You thought I was gonna show my ding dong, but it's just a bunch of junk.
It just makes him so happy. I just feel like it would be cool not to do it.
It's a paint roller.
Some great junk you got there. All right, today's number 2 item is special. It's very, very special. Here's how it was made. Take a ton of clips from the beloved yet poorly animated He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, then combine it with an ear-gratingly awful disco cover of the 4 Non-Blondes anthem, What's Up?
Try all the time in this institution.
I think that there's a lot going on there.
There is, and every
lot.
single part of it is amazing. That is how you do it, Internet. Shake that ass back there. Yeah. I'm gonna rub my junk on that bear. I'm rubbing that junk on my bear. Still in it. See, you know, the person's life has never looked so portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Mitchum, the hardest working antiperspirant in America. Take your time with that
bikini
lotion.
is like right up in there, isn't it?
Yeah, as it should be.
That right there is.
See the old bear
That's
pants.
tight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now you're coy. Okay. CPR. Don't you? All right.
She changes her mind a
Yeah,
lot.
she is. She is wishy. All right. That's enough of the bear.
I don't know what that one means.
I'm either getting machine gunned or she wants to box.
She's saying that she can see you.
Okay. Oh, all right.
She hearts.
You complete me too, Fax Bear. That's enough. CPR.
CPR.
Sure, it saves lives and crap, but
Totally.
don't you wish there was a way to make it sexier?
Well, wish no longer, Kevin. Soon all EMTs will have to be trained in super sexy CPR.
What?
Look, listen, and feel for breathing. If the person is not breathing, open their airway by lifting their chin with one hand and placing the other hand on their forehead and gently tilting their head back. Next, find a landmark between the nipples and begin chest compressions. Compression should be 1.5 to 2 inches deep at a rate of 100 per minute. After 30 compressions, give 2 breaths as before. Continue the cycles until the ambulance arrives or the victim shows signs of life.
I learned a lot from that video.
Yeah. I like the part with the compressions and the mouth breathing stuff. They don't tell you what to
Speaking
do
of mouth breathers.
if the victim doesn't show signs of life, though.
I think you're supposed to keep going.
Yeah. Yes, you are. I have never wanted to save someone's life more than I do right now.
Right?
I'm serious. How do I give a hot chick a heart attack? How can we do
I
it?
can think of a couple ways you might end up doing that.
Oh. I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
You would.
Isn't that right, Miss Fax Bear? Okay. Oh, okay.
I think Fax Bear has a little indigestion.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
I have some Tums.
You do have Tums. You were eating them during the commercial break.
I was.
FYI. To get your daily viral fix and to check out all the viral videos we have to offer, go to g4tv.com/aroundthenet.
Like how I did that?
I was waiting. You got the slash in, but there's no around. It's fine.
That's all you get, the slash. All right,
I got
hey, guess who just turned 35? Not me.
No. But I know like Miley Cyrus is starting to look rough, but I don't think
She
she's quite up there.
is, but this actually is the 35th year of exploitation films from Troma.
Oh, hey! And we actually went to the Troma anniversary celebration double feature. What are you on?
Okay, guys, what are we doing here tonight?
Celebrate Troma, that's what we're here to do.
Bridget Dale here at the historic New Beverly Cinema to celebrate 35 years of Troma Films, the New York-based company responsible for some of the top-grossing films of all time. And I'm not talking about money.
I can tell you, you do not see Martin Scorsese blowing his nose like this.
Lloyd, tell us a little bit about what tonight's all about.
Tonight is the 35th anniversary of the founding of Troma Entertainment. We are in the beautiful New Beverly Cinema, an independent movie theater that has also been around for a long, long time. We're going to show the Toxic Avenger and Poultry Guys. Toxie is the Mickey Mouse of Troma. Troma is the house that Toxie built. This is the only movie in history where a young boy got squashed by an automobile that was made into a children's environmentally correct Saturday morning cartoon show.
Alone is something huge, yeah.
Very cool.
What's different about Troma?
If you want to see gore, if you want to see breasts, you're in a good spot.
I love the action, I love the violence, I love the gore, I love the women. Lloyd Kaufman is the man.
Camera! Rolling action.
What has Troma Films meant to you as a professional?
He's done his radical, crazy things, and I've done my radical, crazy things. The ultimate future should be me and Lloyd on stage, side by side, collecting an Academy Award.
Yeah, Hollywood. We don't need your award. We're the Troma team. You!
I wouldn't hold my breath for that one.
Is there money in these films?
No.
No?
No. If you want to make money, sell shoes. The industry of media has become so consolidated that it is very hard to live off your art, especially if you take a few risks and do things that come from the heart.
I've never felt like this before.
As you may have heard, there might be a remake of The Toxic Avenger.
Remakes don't have to be bad. If you study your film history, The Fly,
Right.
Cronenberg, you don't like Cronenberg fanboys, so you know the Toxic Avenger remake could be very, very good.
I'm not just another pretty face.
We love movies. The excitement of making a film, the excitement of seeing a film. Our lives are totally consumed with the cinema.
35 years of Troma, and I couldn't imagine the world without them.
Who do you think is a bigger cult star, Morgan? Do you think it's the Toxic Avenger or Ron Jeremy?
Depends on how many sex cults there are out there, I guess.
I know that there's one in Eyes Wide Shut,
Right.
and then the one that meets under my garage during the new moon.
What did you say?
Huh?
Well,
Viewer poll
yeah,
time!
today's poll presented by AT&T. We learned over the weekend that Google has accidentally been collecting data from people on unsecured Wi-Fi networks with their Street View vehicles. Whoopsie! So that begs the question, are you worried about Google spying on you?
I've accidentally been collecting data on my hot neighbor over the fence. Ranchy Sunmaids. Log on to G4TV.com to vote now. We'll have the results later in the show, but let's check in with my lady friend.
All right.
Miss Fax Bear! No, dude.
No,
you can stay in the sandbox, baby. No, I'll come to you.
Hey, there's a beautiful little private beach over there.
All right. Okay.
You're gonna get sand all over the podium.
The Fax Bear, let it go.
Oh, what do we get?
We have a bird dedicated to Attack of the Show and X-Play.
Thanks for the little
Like a file
X-Play
canary.
representation. I appreciate that always.
Yeah.
X-Play, it's a great show about video games. You might have heard of it. I'm just saying.
Anything else, Miss Webb? Anything else you want to plug or promote?
There's this awesome guy on it. His name's Adam Sessler.
Oh, yeah.
He knows a ton about games.
It's about time they
He's
finally
cool.
got a halfway decent dude on G4.
I know, right? Okay, sorry.
Who does Jimmy the Geek got on the game tonight? Is Jimmy? Anybody want to speak for Jimmy out here? Jimmy, what do you think?
The Suns, baby!
There you go. The Suns.
All right.
Jimmy had to Google the game to see who was playing, by the way. Like, that's what the delay was. And then we have from, I can't say from who, but we have insert greeting, witty comment, subpar joke, pathetic attempt at Morgan's love.
Oh, they've watched the show before, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
So did that work?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Oh, they didn't sign their name. Yeah, sucks for
too
you.
bad.
Hey, flip a coin and send your fax to the appropriate number.
Or use your computing machine to send a fax by heading to g4tv.com/fax. I won't make robot voice again. I'm sorry.
I like that.
I'm sorry.
Do you do that every time you talk about the internet or
momentarily
iPhones
loud.
or anything?
Yes, I do. Still ahead. The Google Street View van just got caught snooping your Wi-Fi. Find out how much info they nabbed and who's getting punished for it in the loop.
And later, we'll head to the Asian underground with Chris Gore and Jeff Young. And as a special bonus, there are vampires.
Sweet!
Yeah, robot vampires. Just kidding, Asian
Kevin says, eat me.
Hello there, TV land. We're live and.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Tiny Morgan.
Happy Kevin, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm regular Kevin, by the way. I do like it when you call me that. Don't get me wrong, but.
You look mighty big right now.
Thank you. Blush. Are you ready to get a whole lot more informed, Tiny Morgan?
Well, absolutely. Here is Blair Herter.
All right. Oh no, Tiny Morgan!
Oh, yeah. Okay, here are top stories for today. You guys want to know what it's like to fight against an evil galactic superpower? Well, due to increasing criticism about the way Facebook uses your personal information, the site quitfacebookday.com is encouraging Facebook users to delete their accounts on May 31st this year, and over 3,000 people have so far committed to quit cold turkey. Now, Facebook's privacy policy currently has over 170 options and 50 settings, making it longer than the United States Constitution. At least, that's with the which legal document are you quiz on my Facebook page. That's what that says. Let's look at Facebook. Where's my Jules Verne's fans at? Yeah, it's a word I made up. His name's Verne. According to The Hollywood Reporter, 2 different adaptations of the classic 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea are currently in development at major studios. Now, Disney is negotiating with David Fincher to direct their take, while Ridley and Tony Scott are developing the Fox version. Now, which studio's submarine movie will surface first? Well, Disney doesn't have a script yet, but Clash of the Titans co-writer Travis Beacham has turned in a draft to Fox, and it's a submarine, and his name's Beacham, and if you do the I don't know, there's probably no correlation there. I literally just made that up. And finally, YouTube has 2 reasons to party right now, because this month marks the site's 5th birthday, which they are celebrating today with a special 5-year channel that includes celebrity video pics by Katie Couric and Conan O'Brien. And the site has also announced that it has exceeded 2 billion video views per day. That's actually twice the population of India watching a video every single day. So, internet friend, take a bow. YouTube could not have done this without you and your tireless viewing of adorable animals and lots of nut shots. Shots. Kevin, you set?
Yeah, good.
Cool. I'm Blair Herter, and you've just been fed.
Everything's fine. Everybody's calm and happy. Google Street View did some snooping, and what did they find on open Wi-Fi, and why did they do it? Well, before The Loop investigates, here are the results of our viewer poll presented by AT&T. Apparently, only 42% of you are worried about Google spying. Now, the 58% of you said that you wouldn't mind. Should probably watch this.
Have you ever felt paranoid that someone is watching your every move, or logging every website you go to, or reading all your emails? Well, as it turns out, that person is Google. The online giant has just admitted that its Street View cars have mistakenly been collecting data from unlocked Wi-Fi networks around the world for the last 3 years. While Google insists the data collection was a mistake and the offending cars have been put in park until the problem is fixed, the news has privacy advocates everywhere up in arms over the data breach. Was Google's data collection a simple oversight, or are they backpedaling after being caught with their hand in the virtual cookie jar? How much trouble is Google in, and what are they promising to do to ensure that it never happens again? I guess do no evil doesn't include see no evil. It's The Loop.
All right, joining me from San Francisco to help us make sense of it all, staff writer for CNET, Tom Krazit is here. How are you, Tom?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, doing very well, thank you. Now, Street View, we know that it's normally good for, catching nude sunbathers or husbands coming out of strip clubs, but it turns out they've apparently been capturing a lot more than that, right?
Yeah, basically Google admitted last week that they, in the process of capturing some data that is kind of benign about your wireless access points, they were also capturing this stuff called payload data, which is basically little packets that you send back and forth between the internet.
And how much of this data were they collecting, Tom?
Enough to freak people out. I mean, it's not the kind of thing where they were sitting outside your house and watching you download something from BitTorrent or anything like that.
No, that'd be totally hot. But people are concerned that in these little packets of payload data that there could be stuff like sensitive emails or photos, right?
Sure. There's enough that when combined with all the stuff they already know about you from your search habits could definitely disturb a lot of people.
Now, the biggest problem here, Tom, seems to be that they had to know that they were capturing all of this data, right? At some point, they had 600 gigs worth of data, worldwide. I mean, I know they give away gigs like their Snickers bars online, but they've got so much data, but 600 gigs, they had to have known that data was something.
Well, they certainly should have known. I mean, their story is that back in 2006, when they were putting this whole thing together, they inadvertently wrote this into their software, that they would collect this kind of data as well. And it took them till 2010, when the German government got a little annoyed about what Street View was doing, for them to actually discover that it happened. I mean, it's like 3.5 years worth of snooping. And it's kind of amazing that it was an oversight for that long, if that's what you believe.
Tom, you personally, do you think it's snooping when they are? I mean, yes, they're grabbing this data, but it is being shared on open networks. It's not like they were war hacking or sitting in driveways and cracking, Starbucks passwords. Like, this was all the packets that were just floating through the air. So, do you feel like that's the bigger problem, that they were quote unquote snooping, or that they sort of lied or were misleading about it, saying that they weren't actually doing it?
I think that's the bigger problem. I mean, trust is the core part of Google's marketing campaign for itself, really. I mean, you have to believe that Google is going to treat your search data with as much respect as they say it does. And so when you come across incidents like this, you can't help but feel a little, wonder about what they're doing with that data. So I think that's really the biggest problem. I mean, I think it's also a good, call to action. Do not have unsecured wireless access points in your house. I mean, that's stuff you should have figured out 2 years ago, but...
Absolutely. But yeah, you're right about the trust issue on Google here, because just like they claim they're not actually going through your emails when you're using Gmail, they're just delivering you context-sensitive ads based off certain words. Like, well, now it makes me wonder, like, how do they know I really want 100% legitimate Japanese hentai? Is it because they're pulling out keywords, or is it because they're actually reading my emails?
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that makes a lot of people worried. And it's the kind of thing that Google really needs to avoid, or they're going to continue to get more scrutiny in this regard. You can bet that at least the German government, who kicked this whole thing off, will investigate further. And I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. government gets involved as well. Right, so we know Germany, Ireland was very upset. The U.S. will probably get involved as well here. But how much trouble might Google actually be in for this? Well, apparently, we talked to a couple of people about the criminal aspects of this. You could try to make a case that this is wiretapping, that you were actually trying to grab this data. That might be hard to do. I mean, I think it might, wind up more of a civil thing. I mean, it's pretty easy to start a class action lawsuit in this country, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those pop up. Right, and Tom, Google has clearly said, oh, our bad, we're going to delete the data. Whatever protocols these countries want, we'll follow it. Do you think in 5 weeks' time, or even 5 years from time, is this just a blip on the radar, or is this going to be a bigger issue going forward? I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, the attention spans in this industry are not exactly that long. So, if they fess up and they give a clear accounting of what they collected and how they disposed of it, then it may not be that big a deal. But it's just another example of how trust is so important to Google, and with each successive thing where they violate trust, they have a problem. I lost you at attention span. Someone tweeted me something really hilarious. It's a Google Street View. She does not know the van is in front of her house. Okay. Tom, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you keeping us in the loop, and I recommend everybody go read your article on it over at CNET. Thank you again, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's go over to Miss Morgan Webb.
All right, a bounty hunter, a blind swordswoman, and a vampire priest aren't just the greatest idea for a crime-fighting team since the A-Team. Shh. Talking. They're also the main characters from the films in today's Asian Underground.
Hey, Chris Gore here at Spin Fusion in Los Angeles, seeking out all the coolest films from the Far East for yet another Asian Underground. Joining me, as always, is Asian cinema master Jeff Wong.
The first film I have is called Ichi, and it's a different take on the classic Zatoichi character. It's about this blind musician traveling swordswoman. She gets caught up in sort of this turf war between this Yakuza who's protecting this village and a horde of bandits that's raiding the village. What's different about it is that the character is sort of dark. She has this kind of troubled past, and it separates her from the original.
Now, we've all heard the term sword and sandals. This kind of swords and heels? Is this sort of a setup for a whole new series?
Being that the Zatoichi character is one of the most popular of all time, they could potentially keep this series going. If they did that, I would certainly watch it.
Okay, I've really been looking forward to this one. Tell me all about Thirst.
Thirst is a movie directed by Chan-wook Park, the director of Old Boy, and it follows this priest as he's going through this crisis of faith. He volunteers for this experimental medical procedure. He becomes infused with vampire blood. So now, having beat the disease, he has to deal with not only being looked at as this godlike figure, but sort of the day-to-day activity of just having to be a vampire.
Now, because this is from the director of Old Boy, do we have those gut-wrenching moments?
What I did like about this movie a lot was the use of color and texture in his shots that he was choosing. He's actually stretching his filmmaking abilities. This movie is a character study that has a lot of horrific elements. It has to do with this character and what he's having to deal with, and I think that actually makes for a stronger film.
Jeff, we both love anime. I know you've got something great for me.
Yeah, there's this TV show called El Cazador de la Bruja. It follows the tale of this little girl who has this massive bounty on her head, and this bounty hunter who at first is chasing her, but when she catches up to her, they form this friendship, and she decides to accompany her and protect her while she's on this journey. What sets this show apart, especially within the Girls with Guns genre, is the setting. It takes place in this western town. It has like a very specific Southwest or almost Mexican feel to it.
Want some tacos? Now, when you say girls and you say guns, I have to know, how's the action?
The action's really good in this TV show, but what's great about it is dialogue, and because the story writing is so well crafted, it's not something that you're you're just sitting around watching filler until the shootout happens.
Jeff, you always deliver the good stuff. Thanks so much. See you next time on another Asian Underground.
So which one sounds stranger to you? Is it Ichi or Thirst?
I think Ichi. Everyone knows that traveling musicians aren't deadly. They're just really annoying.
Yeah. All right, valid.
But hey, here's some good news. G4 is looking for a gamer girl to be our official E3 booth babe.
Yeah, that's right.
Send us a video now telling us why you should get the gig.
The winner will get a trip for two to my house in Los Angeles. Ladies only, please. Go to g4tv.com. It's absolutely true.
It's not
/
true.
E3 2010 spare bedroom.
Yeah.
To submit your video and read some rules and regulations.
You get to stay in a hotel. If you don't like the way things work, you should mod them because it's time to attack this. We've all been knee-deep in the bloody battles of Nerf wars, but the next time you go into a firefight, you should consider bringing the Arduino Sentry Nerf gun. Our friends over at Make have been posting articles on the intricate process of building this awesome device. I know, right? By combining several Arduino controllers with a Nerf N-Strike Vulcan EBF-25 blaster, you'll have robotic firepower with 180 degrees of rotation. Just a heads up, this project isn't for the faint of heart, as it does get pretty technical, but if you're up for the challenge, head over to makezine.com to get started and fax us pictures. So you've downloaded several guitar apps on your iPhone, you've strummed them for a little bit, and you've considered yourself a musical genius? Well, my little friend, take a seat because the true master of mobile music has been found, and it's called the phone guitar. This Frankenstein of an instrument was created with one iPod Touch, 2 Android devices, and 2 Windows mobile phones, all running a custom-built instrument app. It may well be the future of how we make music. Or probably not. But for more info and to see the video, check out blog.steph.be. And finally, if you want a Windows alternative to an iPad, the best route might be just to make it yourself, which is exactly what a Chinese guy did at shenzai.com. I give you the see-through tablet. I know, it's pretty cool. He took a 12-inch laptop, gutted the components, then crammed everything into a clear case. To top it off, he threw on a touchscreen and installed Windows 7. You know, totally simple. There's no need for an app store when you can install anything you want to your hard drive. Eat your heart out, Steve Jobs. Head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS for info on all of these fantastic mods and lots more. Stay tuned, Gadget Prawn is coming up. We're reviewing the Sony Dash personal internet viewer. Don't worry, it's sexier than it sounds.
The feed is brought to you by the Super Guarantee from superpages.com. Protect yourself when you use a business backed by the Super Guarantee.
What happens next?
This guy right here is going to try to jump his bike on this homemade ramp. What happens next? Does he make the jump but land on his junk? Does he attempt a backflip but land right on his ass? Or does the ramp just collapse? Find out when we return.
What happens next?
This guy right here is going to try to jump his bike on this homemade ramp. What happens next? Does he make the jump but land on his junk? Does he attempt a backflip but land right on his ass? Or does the ramp just collapse? Remember, kids, always wear a groin helmet.
She got it, by the way.
I was totally right. Gadget Prawn team, assemble.
Form of reviewers. No, that's sale. That's sales.
Is it too late?
Yeah, it's gone. We're gone. The internet in your hands.
We already did the iPad.
No, this is totally different. This one has a wire.
Having the internet at our fingertips is something that we all want, but Sony is out to make it something we need with the Dash Personal Internet Viewer. Featuring a 7-inch touchscreen and Wi-Fi connectivity, the Dash is powered by over 1,000 free apps, including Netflix, Pandora, YouTube, Facebook, and tons more. So whether it's entertainment, social networks, or information, the Dash has you covered for $200.
Okay, now I have to say, at first glance, kind of feels and looks like a larger Chumby, but the Chumby had that cheap look to it, and this does not have that cheap look to it.
Yeah, at first glance, you could also blind somebody with this thing. Look at that. Whoa!
I know, they hate that. So they've told us like 17 times
not to do that.
and we're like...
Yeah, I just blinded a pilot.
Okay, 7-inch touch screen. It's double the size of the Chumby.
Yep.
Chumby screen was admittedly a little bit too small. 800 by 480 resolution. It has the built-in accelerometer, so you can turn it over. Why don't you show the good folks at home how that works?
So if you were to lay it down to do some typey-type on your internet machine, the screen will flip and the Sony logo goes off because then it would be upside down, and there you go.
And we don't want that. That's a bad
That's how the
branding
accelerometer works, kids.
And so you can see, oh, you can't see anymore because Kevin turned it back around. On the top, there's a menu/snooze button, so you can basically have this double as your alarm clock. You can wake up to music and videos and that kind of thing, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I dig it. Overall, you know, when you're talking about a device like this, it could sort of live or die by the touchscreen, and in this case, it's not bad. It's not as responsive as an iPad, but you're probably going to be touching this less than you are the iPad. It gets the job done. Scrolling and typing, I got to say, it's a little bit slow. There is no multi-touch, but at least the screen doesn't feel cheap like the Chumby variety. This is, as for being an internet-connected widget device, this has a very usable, practical, and enjoyable screen.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of scroll through the apps here, which is nice. You're not using it to kind of like buy things on Amazon, which is what, you know, you need that really responsive touchscreen for. It's able to use all of the free Chumby widgets that already exist. So, you know, if you're a Chumby user, you can just, you know, use those widgets.
You hear that? 12 Chumby users out there? Your little phone fan groups out there?
I have a Chumby.
Where is it, though?
In a box.
In a
my
box,
closet.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. They've improved the interface to get more info at a glance because it's pretty nice. You can see you get your different widgets at once. Because the problem with the Chumby is the widget you wanted was never on the screen at the time you wanted it.
You were waiting on standby to see the flicker widget or whatever.
Waiting for the pictures, waiting for the clock to come on.
Oh, the anticipation is half the experience, though. The experience on this one is pretty good. You can change the overall theme, so you can see your widgets, weather, media, the clock, etc. It also works just like a Chumby, where you can use the Dash website to add almost 1,500 interactive apps that has everything from news to sports to email to Facebook, Twitter, practically anything made all bite-sized and friendly-like for the screen format. You can also add or remove widgets directly on the Dash, which is something you couldn't do on the Chumby, which made 0 sense. So it's nice that you can do that. Now, as you can see here, the interface is kind of laggy when you're switching between screens, but overall,
terrible.
But there's a noticeable lag, though. But overall,
I agree.
worlds better than the Chumby.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. You're definitely going to want to put this in a cardboard box somewhere more accessible than your closet.
Oh, no, totally. The thing that actually really makes the Dash powerful is its access to Sony's Bravia Internet Video. You get Netflix, Amazon Video, and a ton of other searchable content.
A whole channel dedicated to Michael Jackson?
For example, Kevin was pretty excited to find out about that. You could actually watch video on this. I mean...
yeah, not for an extended period of time, but you might for quick little things. Netflix works like it should. It looks better than we thought it would. It's perfect for killing time when you're in the kitchen or the bathroom. I think those are the two real uses for this thing. You know, or combine the two. And there you go. YouTube also delivers. It's kind of slow loading and searching, but it has all the content and it looks great. This is only just scratching the surface. The amount of video that Sony provides is honestly, it's staggering. And you can actually do a universal search, so you'll never run out of things to watch.
Like when I searched for dog and junk, I got a whole bunch of 2.5 Men videos.
So it's incredibly accurate searching. Incredibly accurate. But this is the kind of thing you're going to use those video services in the background or use them to wake up to in the morning.
Absolutely.
Which, you know, that's cool for an alarm clock.
It's background. All right, it's $200, which is only $80 more than the Chumby. So what are we going to rate it?
We're actually giving it 4 out of 5. By far the best implementation of the Chumby interface, and the addition of Sony's content makes it a lot more fun to have around. Again, people keep comparing it to the iPad. They shouldn't.
It's not trying to be an iPad.
Yeah, that's apples to oranges. It is $300 cheaper.
Yes.
But this is like the alarm clock 2.0. This is what all alarm clocks will be in a couple of years' time. So if you want to get in on it now, 4 out of 5.
All right, that's it for today's Gadget Prom. But if you have a gadget you would like us to see us rate, we'll do it for you. Just email us at gadgetpron@g4tv.com.
How do we know that Mrs. Fax Bear isn't like Senior Fax Bear, but all dolled up? That's my real question. That's what I want.
Mrs. Fax Bear could show Kevin your junk.
No.
No, you don't want to see.
How about the faxes? We'll just
Show me your junk. Hey, Fax Bear. Hey, Fax Bear. No,
you want to see the
not
bear
working
junk? There you go.
That's bear junk right here.
Is that in? Brian, nice job.
Thanks, Brian, with a Y.
And then this one's pretty good here. This one doesn't. This was from Bill and Colleen, or someone who totally is ganking their fax. Only you can prevent stupid faxes. That's the Fax Bear message. Remember that.
It's a very noble sentiment. Epic fail is up next.
I love our viewers. A flying leap goes wrong for the leaper, but goes great for you. So stick around. You're gonna want to see him in pain. What'll happen?
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new AOTS, Mike Henry, the voice of Family Guy's Cleveland, will be here live in studio to talk about the Cleveland show. Then find out how to make your own sweet-sounding theremin on It's Effin' Science. And Chris Gore returns for another DV Tuesday with Never Sleep Again, The Elm Street Legacy, Stingray Sam, and more. See it tomorrow.
You guys are so lucky because it is time for today's epic fail.
Hey, how
You're
about
welcome.
that? Yeah. It actually proves that if you want to dream big, you also have to jump pretty high.
Yeah.
43-inch vertical leap attempt right here. Here we go. Don't doubt yourself.
It's like he had never actually tried that before.
Yeah, it was
43
an
inches.
attempt.
I think 43 inches, maybe it's just maybe a little too much for that guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
By an inch, maybe. Like, he could do the 42, but the 43 was just too much.
Push you a little far. And again, if you want to dream big, just wear a cup. Want to see some goodies from Fax Bear?
I do want to see some goodies from Fax Bear,
We gotta-
but faxes, actually.
Well, no, yeah,
I've already seen the
We've seen enough of
goodies.
them. Oh, easy, Fax Bear. Easy with that one. Oh.
And Fax Bear shy? I don't understand Fax Bear.
We got a hey, what's going on from, what is it? From Pike Piercer?
Pike Piercer?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Pike Piercer?
Hey, what's going on? And
What
look
is
at that.
going on? I don't really know.
There it is right there. Fax from my daddy.
Oh.
Happy Pereira sent that one in. What do you think, Morgan? Is it true love?
Yes.
Thanks to Tom Krausit. And thanks to Miss Morgan
It
Webb
makes
for
me so
co-hosting.
happy.
Excellent coach right now. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
It's love.